Well, a high-level reunion today. Where is it happening? On Air Force One. President Obama and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton flying together to South Africa to attend Nelson Mandela's memorial service. But as talk of Hillary's possible White House run in 2016 gains steam, there are signals she's doing more to distance herself from her former boss. Joining me now is Howard Kurtz, host of Media Buzz here on the Fox News Channel, and Lauren Ashburn, his co-host and a Fox News contributor. Great to see you guys in studio.
Same here.
And you barely got here due to the weather out there that Janice was just talking about. Well, Lauren, let me start with you. So you have them together. I'd love to be on this airplane, by the way. You have, and former President George W. Bush and Laura Bush there as well. But you have Hillary and President Obama together, and yet on the outside it appears as if she maybe wants to distance herself, I guess, because of Obamacare.
She has a high wire act she has to perform right now, because if she does run, she worked for the president, but yet she doesn't want to be associated with him if the health care rollout and the rest of this goes south. She has to balance what's good for her. And it doesn't look right now that being aligned with Obama is that good for her.
You know, it's interesting because I remember when I first started in journalism in the early 90s, we were talking about Hillary Care. So it really does go all the way back to Hillary Clinton, but understandably now, with all of the debacle of the rollout, Howard, she doesn't want to be associated with this, right?
That is true, but at the same time, she doesn't want to alienate President Obama's core supporters, particularly African-American voters who she may need in 2016. You know, James Carville, the longtime Clinton intimate, told me the other day that no successful presidential candidate has ever run by saying the next 4 years are going to be exactly the same as the last 8. So she has to be a different kind of Democrat. And then there's the Bill factor. This came up in 2008 when the former president made some comments that ticked off Obama supporters and other Democrats. And recently he weighed in on the troubled Obamacare rollout, as you know, Gretchen,
right.
And suggested something that the president actually ended up doing, but I don't think there was a lot of warm feelings in the White House about the way that Bill Clinton did that.
So it's kind of one of those things like you like it, but you don't. Anyway, a second report now says President Obama only met with Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius once, face-to-face, in the last 3.5 years. And when White House Press Secretary Jay Carney was asked about it, he had a bizarre response.
Peter, I wish you had called me beforehand, because I'm in a very charitable mood today, so I won't go too strong on this. But that report, not the report you cited, but the published report that was written by an advocate, is based on a ridiculously false premise. Cabinet secretaries don't regularly get entered into the visitors' logs because they come frequently, and Kathleen Sebelius comes frequently.
All right, so he's defending the fact that these meetings took place, although 2 reports now say that they really didn't.
Maybe they snuck her in the back door.
Well, you know, I don't know, but Lauren, the fact of the matter is, he said that the reporter should have privately called him. Are we to assume then that he did not want the rest of the world to know about this?
Well, he just did. That's what doesn't make any sense about this.
The cameras were on.
That's right. And everybody's going to see him saying, you should have called me. This is a symptom of a bigger issue, which is that the White House is having a very contentious relationship right now with the press. And we have seen this for a very long time. It is the most secretive White House that we've seen. And the press photographers, even put all of them into it, have had a huge battle with the White House, saying you're not allowing us to cover news events, yet you're allowing Pete Souza, great guy, to take these images.
But they were not always allowed that way. I mean, this has been a change around for the media as well.
Every press secretary gets into it with the press, but this has been a very difficult few months for Jay Carney, the toughest coverage of this presidency. And he uses techniques of belittling or challenging or dismissing as partisan some of the questions that some of the reporters asked. That's not by accident.
All right. Well, I'm so glad that you guys made it to New York, and we'll catch you, of course, next Sunday when you're on Fox. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Gretchen.
Thank you.